Good day, everyone. Thank you for joining me. This is KW, the blue collar worker, back at it with a new video. Today, I want to talk about Devin the Dream Haney versus Joseph Jojo Diaz. That's going to be a really good fight. You know, we already got a super fight coming up this Saturday with Crawford versus Porter. I did a great video on that, so you should check it out. Go to KW, the blue collar worker, tail of the tapes. And I cannot wait to see that fight. Who do you think gonna win? Is it gonna be Crawford or is it gonna be Porter? That's gonna be a really good fight. I can't wait to see it. But we got a fight coming up December the 4th with Devin Haney versus Jojo Diaz. Now that's gonna be a really good fight as well. You know, will Devin Haney be aware of not, getting too comfortable in the ring like he did with Linares? That was an unbelievable fight until the ninth round when Linares caught Haney, and from there Haney was like surviving all the way to like the 11th, 12th round when Haney started to kind of get his composure back. You should watch that fight. That was a really good fight. Devin Haney was operating on all cylinders. I mean, literally, he was pitching a shutout in that fight. But he just got too comfortable and he got caught in the ninth round. And you can see him where he kind of went back to his corner. But give Haney a lot of credit. He didn't go down. He didn't lose his composure. He did what any boxer would do, is to survive, to kind of clear his mind. And that's what Haney did. Kudos to Haney in that fight with Linares. Linares was like 35 years old, but, he proved one thing: he still can fight, and that's just unbelievable. But let's get to the Devin Haney and Jojo Diaz fight. But before we get started, let's do the tail of the tape. Devin Haney is got a net worth of $4 to $5 million. He's 23 years of age. He's 5'8". He got a reach of 71 inches. He's the lightweight champion, and he's got a orthodox stance. His record is 26-0 with 15 KOs. Joseph Jojo Diaz, he's got a net worth of $2 to $3 million. His age is 28. He's 5'6". He's got a reach of 64 inches. He's a lightweight. His stance is southpaw. Southpaws can kind of give you a little run for your money. He's got a record of 32-1-1 and 15 KOs. His last fight that he won a championship with is when he fought Devin Farmer. Devin Farmer, I don't know if you watched that fight. You should go back and watch that fight on YouTube when Jojo Diaz took the belt from Devin Farmer. Farmer started good in that. I like this guy personally. I think he's a great guy, but he just don't pack a punch when he fights. I mean, he's a great boxer, but he don't have any power. But you should watch that fight. Devin Farmer actually was doing really well in between 1 and 4. But then all of a sudden, something happened. I think he started blinking or something. And then he kept looking up to the clock to see what time it was. And what time it was for him to focus on the guy in front of him. But something clearly was going on with his eye. And after that fourth round, it seemed like Jojo Diaz just turned it up a notch and, started just being really aggressive, even though his left eye was at the top was really split. And I thought for sure that Farmer was going to go for that eye. He should have went for the eye, just like how Shakur Stevenson did in his last fight. Hey, aim for the eye, and then they would stop it because he was clearly having problems from the fourth round to the 12th round. It was a good fight. Jojo Diaz won, and that's that. But the only problem with Jojo Diaz is he lost the belt because he couldn't come in at weight. And I believe this is his second time doing that. But let's get back to the tale of the tapes. So these guys, Devin Haney got the advantage in pretty much all the categories. Maybe not power, because Jojo Diaz really can punch. Jojo Diaz doesn't have great foot movement, but he's got good combinations, good body shots, and he throw a lot of power punches. But Devin Haney, woo, polished. Devin Haney has all the tools you need to be a boxer. He got the movement. He got the combinations. He got the uppercuts. He got the body shots. He hit but don't get hit, like a la Shakur Stevenson and Floyd Mayweather and Pernell Whitaker. But he also proved one thing, that he don't have to bounce around the ring. He can go toe to toe, just like Shakur Stevenson did. But I don't want to get into Shakur Stevenson because this is Devin Haney and Jojo Diaz video. But this should be a really good fight. And, you know, Haney has something to prove too, that, you know, that don't get careless in the ring with these hard punches like he did with Linares, because, I mean, he was just unbelievable. You got to watch that fight. You got to watch that fight with Devin Haney and Linares. That was a good fight. I mean, he came out polished. You know, Haney has so many tools in his box. You know, he can do the shoulder roll. He can tie you up. He can hold you down. He can clinch. He can wrestle. He can box. He can jab. He can anything you need Haney to do. Haney is just that polished. And I kid you not, this guy is really gifted, like a Shakur Stevenson. So Jojo Diaz give Devin Haney a run for his money. Yeah, he will. But if you go back to Jojo Diaz fight when he fought, who did he fight? He fought, what was his name? When he fought Gary Russell. Look at that fight when Jojo Diaz fought Gary Russell. You know, Gary Russell is a small guy. He had problems with people that's got quick hands, good foot movement. It kind of, because he's more stationary. You know, you literally have to, you know, get in there and mix it up with him. But a good boxer, I don't understand this. The fans want the Mexican style fight. I enjoy it myself. But why should you do that if you gifted that you don't have to get hit? Like Floyd Mayweather changed his tactic. Why you got to get in there and brawl for 12 rounds when you got all these tools that you don't need to do that? You don't need to do it. But I guess that's what the fans want, and they want to sell tickets. So they starting to change their tactic into more of a Mexican style brawl type fight when these guys are super gifted. You know, they can fight in the inside, the outside. They can clinch. They can wear you down and, you know, and wrestle, whatever they need to do. Then go back to what they do best, which is box. And I think Devin Haney, he's got the reach over this guy. He's got the height over this guy. He's got the skill set over this guy. He's got the movement. He's got the combination. He's got, you name it, he got it. So, who do you think gonna win? I think Haney's gonna win this fight. I think that Jojo Diaz is gonna give him a run for his money. But at the end of the day, if Devin Haney don't get caught in there like he did against Linares, I think he'll win this. And then let's go back to the Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez with that, I saw a couple of videos with Teofimo Lopez and Haney going back and forth. You know, I'd be nervous with these two guys because it seems like they're getting too close to each other. That one of them is going to throw something, and these are $1 million fighters. They don't need to fight before the fight. You know, that's crazy. You know, if you're just hyping up them two getting together, okay, cool, I get it. But, you know, don't get all up on each other doing that because somebody can get mad and somebody throw a punch and before you know it, somebody's getting hurt. And these are $1 million fighters. And Teofimo Lopez, he's holding 4 belts. You know, so Devin Haney, just cool down just a little. You're doing good. You know, just cool down to the point where you don't do the wrong thing. You know, because like I said, y'all are $1 million fighters. And then what's the funny part is when he asked promoter Eddie Hearns, which one of us make the most money? Don't I make more money than him? Eddie Hearns just looked there and smiled. You know why? Because Eddie Hearns make more money than both of these fools. You know, so, you know, promoters are something else. They just sit back, they not in the ring, and they making they bank. You know, Eddie Hearns looked like he looked at Haney and said, I make more money than both of y'all. But, you know, he let them go at it because, you know, if that fight ever materializes, which I think it will, if Teofimo gets past Kambosa and Haney gets past Jojo Diaz. So that's all I have for you. This is KW, the blue collar worker, back at it with a new video. Hey, press like because, you know, that's the only way, you know, I can get out to more people if you press like and subscribe. It won't cost you anything. So again, this is K, the blue collar worker, back at it with a new video. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care, guys.